The bad news bears keep on bringing bad news to us apparently, as Akeem Hicks, our star defensive lineman, has just been placed on the injured reserve with an elbow injury suffered in the last game, so he's no longer eligible to play until week 15 of this season at the earliest. What's up, guys? I'm back with another Bears update, and I hate to keep on bringing this bad news to you guys, but now Akeem Hicks is gone, okay? And that's a huge, huge loss, not just on the field, but off the field as well, right? Because Akeem Hicks, you guys all know who Akeem Hicks is, right? He's one of the leaders on this team. He's one of the guys that really pushes everybody to be greater. Before the games, he gives those pre-game speeches, those, pump up, hype up speeches that really, rile everybody up, get them ready to play the game. So his impact on this team, right? It's not just only on the field. This guy is really the leader of our entire defense. He's a vocal leader. Even though Khalil Mack might be our most talented player, Akeem Hicks is definitely the heart and soul of this defense. So losing a guy like this, man, it really hurts. I'm not going to lie. Although we know that Akeem Hicks is extremely important off the field, we also know that he is extremely important on the field as well, because you guys got to remember that Akeem Hicks is probably a top 5 defensive lineman in the entire NFL. He's ridiculously talented. He's probably, I think behind Khalil Mack, he is our second best player on this ridiculously talented defense, which says a lot about Akeem Hicks. I mean, he has the power, he has the size, the strength. He's literally almost a bear. So to lose this on the interior, it's really gonna, I love the talent that we have, but it's really gonna hurt because you cannot replace a guy like Akeem Hicks. Akeem really eats up a lot of blocks for us. He helps out in the run game. He generates pressure up the middle in the passing game. So his impact on this defense is just ridiculous. He's one of the star players, one of the core pieces. So losing him will definitely hurt. Without a doubt. But I still think this defense can weather the storm, and I still think they can be a top 3 unit and maybe still a top 1 unit, if everybody else on this D-line continues to step up. Thankfully, we still got guys like Eddie Goldman, Nick Williams, Roy Robertson Harris, and also Bilal Nichols, who thankfully is coming back from injury, hopefully this week. He had a broken hand earlier, so he didn't really play much at all this season, but he was really one of the more underrated players from last year. He was a really good, one of the best rookie defensive linemen last year. I had a lot of high hopes for him this year. So if Bilal Nichols can take that next step, right, this year, that would be tremendous for our defense because we really need a guy like him to step up. I have a lot of faith that Bilal Nichols will be able to do this. Now, he won't be able to replace Akeem Hicks completely because you cannot replace a guy like him, just all by yourself, being a young player like Bilal. So if he can even go in there and do like 75% of what Akeem Hicks has done, or maybe even like 50% of what he has done, be half as good of a player, that might be good enough on this defense because we still have so much other elite talent everywhere, right? You got Khalil Mack, you got Eddie Jackson, you got stacked secondaries, you got stacked linebackers, stacked pass rush. So this defense is still ridiculously good. Losing a guy like Akeem Hicks really hurts, but with the talent we still have on this defensive line, and the possibility of a young player like Bilal Nichols breaking out, I don't see a severe drop-off in this defense still. So I really wish Akeem Hicks the best. Hopefully he can return at the end of the season. Hopefully he recovers fast. But the earliest game he can return is Week 15 against the Packers in Green Bay. Man, what a game that would be to return to if he can show up and help us win that game, which could potentially be a huge one if we are, fighting for seeding in the playoffs. So hopefully he does come back then, but heal up fast, Akeem Hicks, because we are going to miss you. I also got to talk about Alex Bars getting promoted though, because that is some huge news for our offensive line, which has really struggled so far this year. Alex Bars in preseason, he looked like our best offensive lineman out there. I was really confused why we kept him on the practice squad because I thought that somebody else would pick him up. The Patriots did want him obviously recently, but Alex Bars declined their offer to stay with us. So I'm really happy that he got brought up to be on our 53-man roster because we really need the help right now, okay? Kyle Long has gone down to the IR. I don't expect Kyle Long to come back this year or probably ever. Kyle Long is, I think, done with the Bears, done with the NFL probably. But, you got guys like Ted Larson, obviously, Rashard Coward, who could fill in, but I think a guy like Alex Bars is much more of a long-term plan. I want to see what he has, if he can handle going up against actual starting NFL players, because in the preseason he went up against, backups, like not that good players, but can he actually handle playing in the NFL? We will see. That is all the updates I have for today. Obviously some really bad news with Akeem Hicks being out, but Alex Barrs being brought up. That's some good signs for our offensive line, hopefully. So let me know what you guys think about this down below in the comments, but that is all I have to say. Peace out, guys, and bear down.